Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengal fan on Twitter, repping the Bengals for the AFC Northerners. Just doing a quick update with all the coaching hires. Thought we'd go through some of the positions that we filled and give you my comments on those. Since our last one, was so depressing when Marvin got his extension, things have really looked up. One of the things I said in the last group video we did was it was really important for us to get an early start, so we grab the good assistants while they're out there. And while I wasn't happy with the Marvin signing, I was happy with the fact that we at least made the decision early enough so that we could get out there and get some of the quality assistants. We let Gunther go, and we knew that Gunther was going to join Gruden's staff. They had already reached out to him. The NFL is now investigating because essentially the deal with Gruden was lined up before they interviewed anybody else, so they violated the Rooney Rule. We know that they had that Gruden had reached out to Gunther to be his defensive coordinator. So we knew all that before Marvin even got signed. So the NFL is looking into whether or not the Raiders probably will get a nice fine for this. But we were able to replace Gunther with Austin, who was the defensive coordinator on Detroit. Now, initially I was kind of on the fence because the best the Lions have been under Austin's tenure was 18th. So it's not like he had them as a top 10 defense, but he also didn't have the quality personnel to work with that he's going to have in Cincinnati. He is new blood. He's an up-and-coming coach, and the Raiders were trying to sign Austin to a contract as a DB coach. So that would have actually been a step down because he was a defensive coordinator at Detroit, and he comes to us. So we do get one of the new, energetic, bright, young defensive minds, and so I'm really happy with that hire. We did extend Bill Lazor and picked him up as our offense coordinator, which also troubled me, although in thinking about it, he has now started to assemble a lot of the staff that he had at Philadelphia when in 2013, when he led Nick Foles to that 27 touchdown, 2 interception season when Philadelphia made the playoffs and Nick Foles looked like a legitimate QB. So I'm going to give Lazor the pass. He has said that this last season, he couldn't undo a lot of the scheming that you would do in training camp. He had to live with a lot of Zampese schemes, and he promises to be more aggressive. And like I said, he's assembling a lot of the guys from his staff when he was back in Philadelphia. So let's give him a shot this season. So I'm trying to be open-minded and upbeat, and we're going to back Bill Lazor, and hopefully he delivers. Like I said, happy with the quarterback or the defensive coordinator hire earlier in the week. And I really was happy with a lot of the comments I heard him say today. And the other thing is we picked up Pollock today as our offensive line coach, who was the offensive line coach over at Dallas. Ironically, Alexander looks like he's going to have the job over at Dallas. So we basically swap O-line coaches with Dallas. I'm happy with that. Pollock did a great job on Dallas with the offensive line. So he's going to have some early draft picks. I've said in numerous videos before, hopefully we're going to draft 2 or 3 of the first 4 rounds are going to be offensive line. We really need to do that, and I think we're going to try to go O-line in the first round. If not, like I said, 2 of the first 3 or 3 of the first 4. So we're going to go heavy O-line because we're stacked at the other skill positions. Last thing I want to talk about, and going back to the O-line, we've had a lot of talk on Twitter about Willie Anderson. Big Willie needs to be given a chance, all that. Willie Anderson, I do not agree with any of that conversation. I love Willie. I think he could be a great assistant to an assistant coach, to one of our coordinators or coaches, but he's not there. The only experience he has is being a personal trainer and working out with other offensive linemen. He has never taken on a job as large as an offensive line coach. So while I'm not opposed to bringing him into the staff, I think it was way premature. You're just hiring a name. He's not qualified to be our O-line coach. So the Pollock was a good hire, but I would like us to see embracing some of the older players and bring Willie in if he's open for having that kind of position. The last thing I want to talk about is Jon Kitna. He's been thrown out there as a possible quarterback coach. While he doesn't have a lot of experience, I'm going to go back to a Carson Palmer interview where he said Jon Kitna was the most influential person in his development. Remember, Carson Palmer didn't play the entire 2003 season. That was Kitna's year. He was comeback player of the year, and then he had no problem staying on the team and mentoring Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer says that he learned more from Jon Kitna than he did from any coach, any quarterback coach he ever worked with. That speaks volumes. So I'm okay with Jon Kitna being hired as our quarterback coach. I think he's a good fit. We know he's a high character and quality person. And I think personality-wise, especially, let's just say, I think personality-wise, he fits really well with Andy Dalton. So the two of them, I think, will work really well together. So that's where we're at with the quarterback carousel, or not the quarterback, the coaching carousel. And I will chime in periodically with updates. Looking at the games we have this weekend, I really think as Bengal fans, we need to pull really hard. I was rooting for the Rams with Whitworth. I think we need to pull really hard for Zim and the Vikings. It would be really, really nice to see, for the first time in NFL history, a team actually host the Super Bowl in the host city. I think that would be great. And there's nothing I know as Bengal fans we want more than to see Zim succeed. I know we wanted him as a head coach. He's not our head coach, but we're not wishing anything ill on Zimmer. So let's go Vikings all the way to the Super Bowl. And I will sign off. I'll chime in with the videos as the news comes up, and I will sign off as I will continue to sign off with fuck Marvin Lewis and fuck Mike Brown. But overall, it was a good week with assistant coaching hirings. Okay? Have a good week, everybody. Bye.